Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on Daybreak on Trust Television, a show coming to you live from our studio here in the nation's capital. So we are now going to focus, on grassroots governance following the local government elections in the states like Jigawa, Akwa Ibom, Benue, and the River State that happened over the weekend. That's on Saturday. And this is, of course, what we're going to be dissecting. But have these elections truly reflect the will of the people? Now, this is what we're going to dissect. We want to hear from you, Nigerians. Join us on the conversation of the local government elections in Nigeria. Are they credible? So call or send WhatsApp via the numbers that would be displayed on your TV screen. And do not forget, you can send WhatsApp message via the first number there to share your take on this. Please, if you're calling us, stay away from your TV set. We've seen how the federal government has given autonomy to the local government, but there's been a lot of conversation of pushback from some governors, and it's yet to be implemented. But even at that, one of the things that was pushed was for the federal or the National Independent Electoral Commission should be in charge of local government election. For the longest time in Nigeria, local government elections are conducted by State Independent Electoral Commission. And that with the autonomy of the local government is not really sitting well with Nigerians, because how do you want local government chairman and councillors to work, differently from governors when the governors are the one deciding or paying the state's electoral umpire? So this is the concern. So with everything going on, with the drama that ensued pre to even post-election in River State, with all of that unfolding in your eyes, do you believe that elections truly reflect the will of the people on local government? Let's hear your take on that. Talk about the electoral process transparency, voters turnout and engagement, allegations of irregularities, expectations from newly elected officials. Now, this is what we want to hear from you, all the details of this, because as we want better solution, then we have to start dissecting possible problems and finding solutions and gearing up for the 2027 election. It's super close. Now, these elections, one thing I like about this off-cycle elections is how much clearer what is happening during our electoral process becomes. It shows details of that, because before, if it's the general election, everyone is super busy. There is so much happening from different camps. There is so much happening in different states, different localities, and we don't get to cover all of them because everything is happening at the same time. But then with this off cycle, there is more eyes, lots of eyes on a particular state or states conducting this election, and we tend to pay more attention to details, and a lot of things don't get by the media and even Nigerian citizens and also the electoral observers. So these are things we want to dissect more. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Summayya.
Yeah, good morning, Shetima. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
So tell us, we know Shetima is calling from Maiduguri. Shetima, let's hear your take on local government elections so far.
Well, local government election per se, because this local government election, they just elected, but it's not the real election. The truth of the matter is, you see, there is no way a governor can purchase a form for a chairman and you expect a credible election. If you observe it very well, even the money that located for the buying of the form, it is over and above economic power of a common man. If you look at it very well, they are asking for millions. In this hunger nation, how can you raise $1 million to purchase a form for a local government election? It is only a governors that bind forms for their just errand boys to become into power so that they manipulate the way they want. This election cannot be credible unless if we witness 2 to 3 elections to come. But this very one, they are the one that buy forms for their candidates to stand. So if you look at it very well, Summayya, you can agree with me. Every state, a ruling party, they are the one that clearing all the seats. So this is not the true election. This is essentially speaking. Yeah. So there is nothing we can do that we wait for time. If time comes, by the time people race off, they can buy forms for themselves. Then that's when we will witness a credible election. But this one, they just nominated what they want and come out with the results. This is my take.
All right. Thank you so much, Hatima, for that beautiful take. Even though you got me when you said they buy forms for their errand boys. I think it would be best to say they buy the form for people that they have endorsed, to take after them. But then, yes, I made a report, I think 2 months ago on the local government poll. And one of the concern about even politicians is the fact that the governors decide on the cost of form, and not only the governors, but every other political party. And the cost is the prices of forms for local government is alarming, even more to 15,000 or 15 million naira. Let's pick this call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Are you with us? Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Eric. I'm calling from Benue State.
Eric from Benue. Good to have you. Benue is among the states that had off-cycle election. Would you say the election was credible and fair?
My sister, there was no election in Benue State.
What happened?
The governor hijacked everything.
Allegedly.
Could you? I want to let you know that the governor's village, it was PDP that won in the governor's village, and he went there himself to seize the election materials and scatter everything with his dogs.
Do you have a proof, evidence of that?
My sister, I ran away from that place. We have problem in Benue State here.
Okay.
One party have 2 candidates. The other candidate is governor. The other candidate is from the SGF. And the governor doesn't want any other person to buy from apart from his own candidate.
Allegedly.
Yes. So, my sister, we thought this governor we have is a man of God, the man that has a fear of God. But since he came to sit, we are seeing so many different things that doesn't happen in an election. In parties, particularly. My sister, we are suffering in Benue State.
My heart goes to the people of Benue, and I feel your frustration, Eric. Thank you so much for that take. Now, a lot of this is still allegations. We need evidence to run by it. But then, yes, it does not speak well if a state that has different people, we're talking about not only the majority, because we've seen how election has favored more of the majority languages and all of that, but even the minority, and then you tell me that only one party wins the entire local government election. That's, of course, it's fishy. I mean, let's be honest. But let's pick this call. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Benue State.
Please turn down the volume of your TV sets. Reduce the volume. No, I can. I need you to reduce the volume because I can hear myself, so I'm not hearing you. I'm not getting, you at all. Are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay.
You are not hearing me now?
Yes. Your name and where you're calling us from. Please reduce the volume or stay away from your TV. No, I can still hear myself. So you have not reduced your volume. Please stay away from your TV set. Are you still with me? All right, I think we lost that call. Literally, if I can hear myself through your phone, then that means you have not toned down the volume. Please, you don't need to hear yourself over the TV because there's a delay. So instead, you can go catch us on at Trust TV News on YouTube, and you would get this conversation and even watch it or even record it in order to use. But please stay away from your TV set. This is a very dire situation that we need to address. It's a very sensitive situation. It affects the future of our country, and we don't need to hear ourselves, over the TV. Good morning. All right, go ahead, call us. I think we lost that call. Call us or send a WhatsApp message via the first number. Let's hear your take on the local government election. Now, reflecting to what happened in Jigawa, Akwa Ibom, Benue, and Rivers State this Saturday that the election poll happened. Good morning. Good morning. We lost that call. I hope it's not the network interrupting these calls. Let's hear your take on this. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, madam.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Tahiru Idris Dangoma.
Tahiru, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Duthengar, Apo.
Okay, Apo in Abuja.
Municipal
Please.
Area Council FCT.
Okay, please turn down the volume of your TV, Tahiru. I can hear myself over your device. All right, let's hear your take on the local government elections.
What I saw, the way they scatter
Tahiru.
I saw how the voter cards scatter somehow like that. And which means that this election is not a credible election because the governors, they are making a plan to cheat those that they have power to do whatever they want to do. So for me, what they are doing, they are not following the direction of the Constitution of Nigeria, and they are using power to overpower everybody. They want to cheat anybody they want, and they want to put those that they want only, so that their aim is going to be okay. So we are not happy.
All right, I hear you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for sharing your take on this. Yes, a lot of irregularities, were alleged to have happened during these elections, and starting from even how much the forms were to how much the governors of the states were fully involved in this election, which it should not be so. At the end of the day, the will of the people is what matters. I don't think governors need to be, just like we are not expecting the president to be involved in state election. We are not expecting governors to be. But then so far, with the local government autonomy that was passed, and then the governor still the one paying Independent National Electoral Commission, that's for the state, and conducting this election, do you think it is fair? Do you think we have a fair, a credible election in Nigeria? Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Abuja.
Emmanuel from Abuja. All right, let's hear your take.
Yes, for us to get things right, we must know the problem, where the problem of Nigeria is from. The problem of Nigeria has nothing to do with the president. The problem of Nigeria is the governors. These governors are so strong that they want to carry everything on their own. They have pocketed the local government for a very long time. All thanks to Asiwaju, who gave this local government autonomy. But the governors are not happy. So they are looking for a way to still hijack the local government. And that is why they are doing what they are doing. There is no way local government election will be credible if the states are going to be handling local government election. The only place where there is election in Nigeria, local government election in Nigeria, is only FCT, that is conducted by INEC. That is why AMAC is being governed by PDP, not APC, the government in power. So until the National Assembly stand their ground and make sure that the power to conduct election is removed from the state governors or state government, if not, there will be no credible election. You can imagine Anambra State, after conducting a sham election that he conducted, is still going to the State National Assembly to enact a law that will still empower the local government and state government to have the same account. What kind of thing is that? So that the problem of this country is the governors. These governors have refused Nigeria to develop. You can imagine if the 774 local governments in Nigeria are working, there will not be insecurity. Because if you reduce it to local government chairman will make sure every local government is secured. I'm telling you, there will not be ungoverned spaces in Nigeria. There will be no room for bandits, there will be no room for Boko Haram. I assure you this. But these governors, we need to stand up against these governors. Let us forget about Asiwaju. Let's face these governors. They are the problem of this country. But Nigeria must survive because they will be disappointed. Because local government autonomy has come to stay. Indeed. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Amen to that. And God bless you too. I always say this. I think we need to set the pace where immediately you finish conversation, we need to pray for our country. God bless Nigeria. I love Emmanuel's positive mindset and optimism, because we need to have it. Yes, Nigeria has to be great. We're going to fight for it until we get the country that we deserve. We're not going to allow one person or few individuals to sabotage our own economy. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Mohammed Bello. Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mohammed Bello. Where are you calling from? Please turn down the volume of your TV set, Mohammed.
Okay.
All right. Where are you calling us from?
I am calling you from the local government in Bauchi State.
Oh, good to have you from Bauchi. All right, let's hear your take.
Okay. For this local government elections or whatever type of election in this country, I think this is an indication that there is still a dangerous way for Nigerians to go down. Unless Nigerians become very careful of the mistakes they have been making in choosing wrong leaders that cannot lead us with fairness and goodness, we will continue to remain in our problems. We will be out of this sort of election problems only when Nigerians become aware of the right to vote. So without taking any cover from anybody, you just the credibility of the candidate and vote for him, not what he will give you to put in your pockets.
Yeah.
If we continue to take things like spaghetti, Italia, what have you, then we will continue to remain in this kind of problems. And we'll end up voting leaders who cannot represent us well. And it will continue. This election problems have already established a landscape in Nigeria. Unless people become very much aware of what is their right, what their right is, then they will never have good leaders in this Nigeria. And Nigerians must draw a line to say enough is enough to those politicians. Only God knows when we will continue to remain in this type of situation. We are always complaining about, crying about. So I hope our Nigerians people will look at this type of upper hand we give to these politicians to do whatever they like with our own rights.
Yeah.
Depriving us our franchise rights to vote the right people by putting a lot of money for the purchase of the form itself.
Yeah.
Yes. Anybody, no matter how good you are, if you don't have money to buy the form at the first instance, how about sponsoring your campaign programs, moving from one place to tell people that this is your manifestation and what have you. And even this time around, no any manifestation by any politicians. They will just come and make the place rowdy by making a lot of songs to people, clapping and dancing to people. Is it what they are going to be elected to do at their various offices, to come and sing and dance? Let people be listening to the politicians' manifestation, not to come and deceive them by these stupid musicians.
All right.
Yes, this is my take.
Thank you so much, Mohammed Bello. I cannot believe our own musicians, got a stray bullet hit at them. I mean, but yes, I understand where Mohammed Bello is coming from, saying at the end of the day, Nigerians will have power. And while you were talking earlier, you made mention that we tend to allow these people to just come and give us few change and we make the election. I would say that 2023 election have shown that Nigerians have grown to some extent. Even when you offer them something, they might collect, but they would vote for whom they think is right. And I'm hoping that come next election that we are wiser to decide and pick on someone and hold them accountable. And there is one thing you also talk about manifestation, like people laying out their promises and making sure they have a roadmap to implementing it. If there is one thing our politicians are known for, is running away from debate. If the most countries that we follow, talking about developed countries, one thing that we tend to see is how much they have to hold these people and say, come and debate each other and show the world show the people what you're bringing to the table, so that way I can listen to you and know which one favors me and my country more. But Nigerian politicians are scared of debate. And yes, you're right, to some extent Nigerians, we don't hold them accountable and make sure to tell them you have to go out and debate so that I can watch and decide for myself who I want. So I'm hoping 2027 Nigerians would hold every person, starting from the local government chairman to the president, to make a debate. That way they will bring their policies and we can get to hold them by their throats on that promises that they've made. But yes, let's talk about the local government election happening. Do you think they're credible enough? Good morning. Good morning. Are you with us?
Good morning.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Abdushakur. The other day, my name was wrongly pronounced.
Okay, Abdushakur. All right, let's hear your take.
Yes. It's far from being acceptable. It's so awful. In fact, I don't know the address to qualify local government election in Nigeria. Now, let's take it from this way. Imo State conducted election, local government election. Imo State is being governed by APC. All local government was won by APC. MP goes for Kwara State, won by APC. Anambra, Abga, won by Abga. Like that. Any state that any political party is a party that wins all the local government elections. I totally agree with the summation and the position of the other caller, Emmanuel, I think.
Yeah.
Which is until we stop state from conducting the local government election, all we are going to be getting is going to be sham. I pray Nigeria get it right.
Amen to that.
We know the problem and be running after shadows. Our first in the effort that the problem we have at the state. State is where everybody resides. Nobody resides in the country. Every other person that even in Abuja has his own estate, has his own local government. That's why when there's election, everybody travel away from Abuja. Abuja will be empty.
Yeah.
Until we begin to do the right thing and hold the right people accountable, we will continue to be lamenting. I pray that this lot is not our lot forever.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you so much for that call. Indeed, this cannot be our future. This is just a present, and hence the reason why we keep hitting on this. I understand that we get frustrated when we say we keep talking about these things, but it's not changing. But guess what? We have to continue. If you have gone through Nigeria's history, hence the reason why I always say we need to go back to our history, you will know that this was not a fight that happened. Before we were, being colonized, but our people had to fight diplomatically, physically, mentally in order to get us to this point. So if you want change, then you have to continue to echo the right thing. You have to continue to pursue the right thing. You have to continue to show that you're fighting for that change. And I always say change starts with you. So as you're changing, as you're hoping for the mindset of these politicians to change, you also have to change your own mindset as an individual. That way you can put on that knowledge to your kids, and hopefully we get a better generation, a better country for ourselves. Good morning.
Good morning, hello.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from.
Calling from Makurdi.
From Makurdi. Good to have you. Let's hear your take on the elections so far.
The election is very good. What Heritage said, I don't think Heritage is genuine.
You don't think it was credible?
The first caller, the Heritage is saying that the election in Benin is biased. I don't think it's in Benin. But he didn't witness anything like that he's saying.
Okay. So what is your take?
The election is very calm. No, the election is very, because the governor, you can see, the governor won with a very massive vote. And what is changed, people like it. So that's why the people in Benin said are supporting him. Anything he does, they support him. So you cannot even step the local government of the governor of the state, and the governor works himself with talk. That is not the government of that governor.
Okay.
So what he says, it's just his own, because he didn't succeed. Why the establishment didn't succeed, that's what I'm saying. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you for calling. It's okay for us to disagree in order to agree. At the end of the day, Nigeria is the most important thing. We have to put our country first, and yes, our people second. And yes, it is okay, like I said, to disagree, but let's not discredit each other when it comes to that. If you're coming to defend any of your beliefs and thoughts and how things worked in your own perspective, then please, we need proof. We need you to give us how everything is being done, but it's okay to feel how you feel. Thank you so much for sharing that take. Yes, let's continue talking about the local government elections in Nigeria. Do you think they are credible with everything going on, starting, like I said, from politicians even buying votes, to just the chaos of what happened in the 4 states during the weekend election? Good morning. Good morning. I think we have to let this person go because the person is not even aware. Are you with us?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, please tone down the volume of your TV, or we'll have to let you go. Can you tone down the volume of your TV? All right, I think we lost that call. Please go ahead, call us if you're calling. I don't know how much I have to emphasize on staying away from your TV set. That way we can get to hear from you about this discussion more clearly and concisely. Let's hear your take on the local government election, starting from how the state electoral umpire manage the election. What are your take? If you're from any of the states that the election happened, please go ahead, call us. Let's hear your take on this matter. It's really dicey situation. We want to find ways forward in making sure our country grows, but it always starts with the right peak of leadership. And there is an autonomy, but then the autonomy was a fight that Nigerians had to do to remove local government councils, chairmen, councillors from under the authority of the federal government, where the allocation money would be coming directly from the federal government to the local government account. But then there is one thing that brings fear. Elections that happen in the local government level, it's been conducted by the same governors that Nigerians fought over for them to remove them from the local government. So if they do, we have seen something. This is not a hearsay. We have seen how godfatherism, we have seen how dirty politics has become because someone wants his authority to be ascertained or to be put on, successors or even people that is working in line with them. And that brings the fear from even experts on if at all there is credibility in election. And there still seems to be a bit of delay when it comes to the National Assembly to pass on the bill to automatically make sure that it's on a federal level, the National Electoral, we're talking about the INEC, to do this themselves, not on the state level. And if you ask me, I would say I would, prefer all of them to be working in the nation's capital until during elections, where you're not familiar with anybody, you're just going there to do your work, and your country is all you have at heart on interest. But let's hear your take on this. Still waiting. You can send on messages on WhatsApp via the first number. If you have a take on this national, issue, then let's find possible solution for that. Do we have another caller? All right. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Yinka Williams. I'm calling from Abuja.
Oh, from the FCT. All right. Let's hear your take.
You see, there is no way we can have a credible local government election. Reason being, a governor that was not sworn into an office with a credible election will not be ready to work with a local government chairman that is voted in credibly. You can imagine a situation we have that is 5, 40, 20, 25 local government in some states, and those states, the party in government clear the whole state. That is laughable. Are you telling me other political parties are not functioning or they don't have structure in that state? So, it takes two things to win an election. It's either through your party credibility or your personal credibility. There was a time someone was suggesting we should have independent candidates. It's not going to work in a country like Nigeria. Look at all those big parties, like, let me say, Labour, PDP, APC, in a state where each and every one of them rule, and they are conducting a local government election, you will realize that no other party, except that one in government, will clear all the local government seats. Because why? The governors want to put their cronies and puppets in office so that they can just continue their sit-tight ideas. Before we can get there, we Nigerians also need to change our orientation and let us forget about those people that's spoon-feeding us. When it comes to election is when citizens are recognized. When they get to the office, you are nobody. We won't continue this way. Because if you are asking about our local government election, maybe they are credible. It is a total no. Me and you know they are not. If you are having true democracy, why you are running an election at a local government level, you are telling a councillor to obtain a form for 5 million. A councillor that the constitution pegged the qualification at forceful living certificate. And this is left for those people at the lower class. Now you are telling him, obtain form for 5 million. When he obtains such form, when he gets to the office and he was given maybe a kind of leader of the house or deputy leader, what do you think will be his first major focus? It's how to get that money back. I contested an elective office before as a councillor in the 90s. When we were having our election that time, you candidates will be at the front, voters will line up behind you. You understand me? Everything has changed now. But if there is nothing credible about local government election, don't just let me waste your time.
Oh, that's really heartbreaking.
Governors change their stand about everything. We will not get there. Because I see no reason why we cannot have PDP, Labour, the NPP in a state. One party will clear the whole state. It is laughable, my sister. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you too. Appreciate that take. Yes, something is wrong, like I said earlier, if at all we see an entire party ruling a state. But then, yes, this is the much that we can take in terms of a phone-in conversation and interaction. We will take a break, and when we come back, we are going to double down on this conversation. So do not go anywhere. It promises to be really interesting. We'll be right back.